besties, welcome to Crime and Coffee. My name is Aisha Noor, and on this channel I talk about true crime cases while getting ready. Please don't forget to subscribe, like, share, hit that bell icon down below, and support a sister to support a sister, and also tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend. Yeah, so without any further ado, let's jump into the video. The following presentation contains graphic detailed description of the crime scenes, mentions of sexual assault, and strong language. Viewer discretion is highly advised. So let's jump into the video. I'm excited today. Today I'm getting ready for my sister's birthday. Happy birthday, Rabia. We love you here. Yeah, so I'm going to do a very simple look because I'm really dressed up, as you can see. Anyway, so today we are going to do the part 2 of the Three Musketeers. I did part 1, and it's the Three Musketeers, so it's 3 people, and I only have 2 parts, so it's only going to be Wanugu and Rasta. So today we're going to get into Bernard Theo Materi alias Rasta. We already did Wanugu's case. I keep on like it's not Wacucu, Wanugu. Wacucu's case is very. I'm going to tell you in the end what at the end of the video what happened to Wacucu. But today I am going to talk about Bernard. I already said that, and yeah, let's jump into the video. So in the last video we talked about Officer Daniel Singore, how he put down one of the most notorious criminals this country of Kenya has ever seen. And this guy, he's smart. He is, when he puts his mind to something, he gets shit done, and that's for sure. So in this video we are going to talk about how he is going to, put an end to this criminal reign of this Rasta guy. But in the last video I also mentioned that after he put down Wanugu, not Wacucu, Wanugu, he got a promotion, and he was happy. His peers weren't too happy, apparently. I said that here for sure. His peers weren't too happy with his promotion and his sudden praises that he was getting from everywhere. All his bosses really were fond of him. He was living the life, but he had worked for that promotion and all the praises that he was getting. He had already worked for that, so it was rightfully his. It's not that he went at it behind the scenes and like bribed or did what to get that promotion or to get all these praises that he was getting. No, he rightfully earned the promotions that he was getting. He rightfully earned all the praises that he was getting from his seniors in the police force. So his next mission was to put down the notorious Bernard Theo Materi, aka Rasta. That's what he went by. He had locks. I also mentioned that in my last video. He also had locks. That's why he went by the name of Rasta. And this guy, out of the these 3 brothers in crime, I think he is the most notorious of them all. He is the most ruthless. And you remember in the beginning I mentioned the godfather who went around by the name Muinde, who he technically took these kids when they were little boys and he groomed them technically, and he got gunned down by police officers very early on. And Wacucu and Wanugu weren't too happy about it, but Rasta on the other hand, he was like, okay, he wasn't happy about it, but it's not like he wasn't too happy about it. And this case of these 3 men, I was talking the other day with my dad because the case of these 3 men like really intrigued me. And it's not even about these 3 criminals that is what intrigued me. It's this one amazing police officer that Kenya had. Like, he is truly an amazing officer for sure. Like, in a bunch of rotten potatoes, there's just, you will find one or two good potatoes that you can, salvage from the, sack. He is one of the good ones, of the good, not rotten potatoes, what I'm saying. Anyway, so I was talking to my dad about it because this case had really, really intrigued me. And this officer, and he was telling me when he was working, he saw, like, where he used to stay before, like, he moved to where we stay right now, and where he used to work, he used to he used to see these guys go to school. Like, he literally saw them grow up. He literally saw them get into this criminal kind of life, this mafia kind of life. He saw it all, and he was telling me that one day he was with his friend, and they were chilling in, a place where they like, just him and his friends used to go and like chill. And then one of this, I don't know if it's Wacucu or Wanugu. No, Wacucu. Yeah, he told me it's Wacucu. And Wacucu was very eloquent looking, sound like that. Entered there, and they were like, fire was being like, guns were being shot everywhere. Am I saying right? What? As in, there was fire, there was fire everywhere. There was fire left, right, and center, and they just like laid down, because if there's gunfire, people are fighting with guns. Honey, the best thing you can do is to just put your body on the floor. You cannot be standing around and running. So he and his friend just like lay down, and after that day, he said, I am never going to that place. Him and his friend were like, we're never going to that place. So for me, I was really intrigued. I'm like, this story, years later, I come and like research about it and learn about it, and it intrigues me so much. I start talking about it with my dad, and he tells me, oh, those guys, I used to see them in my time in the area I used to be in. We literally saw them grow up. We literally saw them get into this life of crime. So for me, that was really intriguing. The whole night I was like, oh, serious? Are you really serious? And he was like, yeah, that happened. So I'm like, okay, so that happened. And I don't know, I'm still like really, really shocked, but I have to like shout out to Inspector Sirone. So anyway, let's go on. Enough of me like ranting about how I'm intrigued with this story, and how my dad saw this criminals like grow up from being like little teenage boys, grow up into being like hardcore criminals, not hard criminals. Let's continue with the story. So you remember, like, putting down Wanugu wasn't an easy task at all. It was not easy for Sorone and his team. So it's going to prove that putting down this Rasta guy, it's going to be even harder. It is going to be even harder. The first reason as why it's going to be even harder to like get a hold of this Rasta guy is that very many of his colleagues, his peers in the force, weren't too happy with him being. I've mentioned that. I'm going to stop mentioning that, but it's an important, like, it's a very, very vital information, and it's a key information in this story. And as my words have gone. How am I going to say it? This police officer's not being happy with him getting all this promotion and praises, and him going up the ladder is the main reason as to why he is going to meet his downfall. Something like that. Something like that. Yeah, I'm going to say that, but I don't know. I found explaining that quite difficult. I don't know why. Maybe I'm nervous. Do you know how nerve-wracking it is to just sit in front of a camera, just you by yourself in a room talking to screen? I still haven't really gotten used to that. Or sometimes I ease into it, but then sometimes I'm like, what am I going to say? And I think this is one of those days. Anyway, let's move on. I'm going to finish doing my makeup way before I even start the story. So So Ronde decided the best way he was going to get Rasta was he was going to use his weakness against him. And smart move, because you know what, let me tell you, if you want to get your enemy, find his weakness. And that's what he did. And you know what Rasta's weakness is what? His do you know what Rasta's weakness is? Guns. He had them. You know, he had it all. Women. He could never get enough of women. You can't give him enough liquor. He can buy himself liquor all he wants. He has a big gang. He has, very many rifles, all that he wants. But women, that's one thing he could never get enough of. And so Renee saw right through him. He was like, oh, you don't know what's coming your way. And that's why I say smart move, because what Sorone did, he went to his bosses and told his bosses, sir, give me the permission to take one officer lady, and train her and not use her, I don't want to say use her, and let her help me in this mission of capturing Rasta. And his bosses agreed, because now they had this trust in him. I mean, of course, someone who had put down Wanugu. So if he asks for this, you'd be like, okay, provide the man whatever he needs, long as he's going to get the job done, then that's cool, that's high. So that's what they did. He went to one police station. It was in, if not Thika Juja, I have really forgotten that piece of information, but I really, I'm betting on Juja. But anyway, let's continue. He went to one of those police station, and he saw this officer lady who went by the name of Amina Chute. And Amina Chute was a beautiful, captivating police officer. And so what Sorone did, he went and asked Chute, like, would you like to be part of this mission? And Chute, right away said, like, yes, I would love to, this would be amazing. And he was like, you know what, pack up, let's go. And Chute proved not only to be a pretty face, but she was smart, and she rose to the occasion. And so, obviously she had to undergo through intense training, but she really rose to the occasion, because she went through all the training in a very short period of time. I'm telling you, like, women, we are something else. And they say that, oh, women, we can't do this, we can't do that. Who said so? Anyway, so a training that should have taken a long period of time, Chute did that in a very, very, very short period of time. And Mr. Sorone was really impressed by this. He was like, wow, okay. So they set on mission now after all the training was over. And they got news that this guy Rasta was in Umoja, and that's where they went. And can you imagine, like, because this is risking your life, and Amina Chute went ahead and stayed in the same building as this Rasta guy. I can just imagine. But anyway, Rasta had already got information of Chute and Singore, because there were people there were advocates of the devil there working in the force, and did not want to see Sorone and Chute succeed. So they betrayed them, and they gave them their whereabouts. So they had to make a run for it. They were like, oh, we need to go. And they started getting like threatening notes from Rasta's gang, saying that they are looking for them, and they're looking for their heads, and when they find them, they are dead meat, and threatening them, which was really nerve-wracking, especially for for both of them. It was really nerve-wracking, because then it's like, whoa, it's kind of like, how did they even know that we're onto them? How did they know that the both of us are onto them, really? So it was actually nerve-wracking for both of them. I just say that. I'm nervous. Forgive me today, I'm nervous. I don't know why. And it's a good day today. It's a celebration day. I'm nervous. I don't know why. But anyway, let's carry on. So they were at Safari Park Hotel at Kasarani. And then what they didn't know, they saw a car. They were informed that one car that had committed robberies around that area was on the run. So Amina and Songoro were following it. And then after some time, Songor was just he kind of felt something was off to begin with. He was like, but anyway, okay. So as he was driving, he looked at that car and he saw, people in the car like just driving, and they were just driving casually, laughing, and all that sort of thing. But then he told Amina, you see that car? They've been following us for quite a while. So this is when they knew that, they were being followed and somebody was onto them. And then soon afterwards, they saw another car behind them. So they were like kind of like trapped in between two cars. They were like in the middle of two cars, which was not good for them. So they started shooting fire, on the road, on the highway. Thika Road highway. They started like shooting, and then both Amina and Songor got shot. Did they get? Yeah, but Songor took his gun because they were shooting at them. Took his gun, and this guy, I'm telling you, he was driving and he was shooting at the criminals, and he managed to put down most of the criminals who had guns, but others, managed to escape, which was a good thing, but it was also not a good thing as per se. Why, you ask, is because those criminals had now seen their faces and now knew them. Before they just knew them by their names and like Songor and Amina Chute, but now they had faces to the names. And this was not going to be good. So Amina feared for her life after this. She was like, I don't know. I will fear for my life too. Anyway, so what Amina did, she fled to America with the help of her, her family members, and so because she had cold feet. I would have too. I mean, but shout outs to Songor who stayed, and shout outs to Amina who actually was brave enough to get into this mission to begin with. Or I didn't mention earlier, she had also to disguise herself as a club going lady, and she used to follow like Rasta around to the clubs he went to as a means to get close to him. But it was so unfortunate that, if only this snitching police officers who really infuriate me didn't snitch on Chute, it would have been so much easier for Chute and Songor to finish their mission and to do what they do best, and that is protect the citizens of Kenya. Because that is the whole point of this whole thing, to protect Kenyans as a whole. But these officers their heads were so far up their rectums that they did not see the whole point of this. It was not to get, promoted or what. It was just to protect Kenya as a whole. Period. That was the mission. And it's so sad some people just cannot see beyond their noses, or if I can say so. Because that is stupidity of the highest order. People are here fighting for the safety of citizens, Kenyans, and with their lives. Mind you, they are really risking their lives. This is like real life. This is not truth or dare kind of game. This is like real life. This is not a game online playing or a movie. And you're here trying to prevent that. Why? Because you feel jealous it's not you. You feel jealous it's not you who got promoted. Then why don't you rise to the occasion? Anyway, so Songor really felt, how am I going to say it, kind of like demotivated by this, and he got cold feet. That's one thing he said even in the interview. He was like, what, now that Amina has gone, where he got cold feet. Amina left him, and those goons, those guys had already known they not only had his identity, but they had a face to, his name. Now he was almost all alone, pretty much. Not technically, but pretty much. So he got demotivated and got cold feet. But Singore said, and this is why I really like this guy, when he puts his mind to something, excuse me, when he puts his mind to something, he really goes for it. He was like, do you know what? Things are hitting a dead end right now. Things are really looking, not so great right now. But it's either me or this Rasta guy who is going to be first to get buried. It's either me or him. One of us is going to get buried first. I don't know who. I hope it's not me. As in, now I'm talking as if I was, Mr. Daniel Songore's name. It's not going to be me. I hope not. I hope it's not going to be me. But one of us is going to get buried first, and that is what. And the resilience of this guy motivates me. I'm like, oh my God, I just want to be like that in life, because if I was like that, it's over. It's over. So yeah, I was doing my eyebrows. I got like lost and did my eyebrows. So let's continue with the story and like finish it. So Singore, I wanted to say, yeah, his name is Sorone. So Sorone ordered to, went to the CID boss, and he was like, you know what? No. Before that, they started like following this guy, this Rasta guy, and they followed him all the way to his father's house. And he told his bosses that he had orchestrated a plan, and he needed 2 dog units, 2 fly 2 cars from the flying squad, and he also wanted help from the GSU and the Reke. Yeah, something like that. I think that's how it's mentioned, right? Pronounced Reke squad. And his bosses provided him with all the help that this guy needed. He proved that he was, up for the task. So what he did, he got all that, and he treated all his like army, if I can say so. Yeah, everyone. He treated them to 2 goats. Imagine, mbuzi mbili akawachinjia, alafu akawaambia, eat all you can, because after this we are going on a battle. We are going on a battle after this. So he, that's what he told his officers. What the exact words he used was a fighting patrol. After this, we are going on a fighting patrol. So his officers, like, devoured in the meal. They ate, and they were ready for battle. So he collected all his, officers. I wanted to say guys, all his officers, and he told them, now, if you are a coward, please raise your hands up. And if you are not up for the task, out. I don't want no cowards here. I don't want people who cannot, raise up for the task. And everybody proved to be like, up for the task. No one wanted to be a coward in front of the others. And he said, and so, okay, fine. If you're a snitch, if you are going to go ahead and tell this Rasta guy our whereabouts, where we are, why don't you take out your phone right this moment, call him right now in my presence, and have him know where we are and all our plans. Do that. Go ahead, do that. And nobody, everybody is like, I don't want to be that guy. I'm leaving for this red eyebrows, something about them. Anyway, let's continue with the story. So no one like really like rose up or said anything. So he was like, okay, so is everyone like, up for the task? Is everyone ready to go on battle? Everyone was like, so you saw. I don't know if they say that, but I'm just imagining. So they had gotten information that let me do my eyeliner real quick, because I'm just, like I said, I'm going with a very simple subtle look. I'll be right back, babies. So I'm back with this very simple but yet stunning eye look. I'm obsessed. I'm obsessed. Something about matching your eyebrows with your liner. Anyway, let's continue. So they followed him all the way to his they had already gotten news that he was now at his mother's place, and he was hiding at a cow shed. So they drove all the way there, and Officer Sorone describes that they drove so fast that they didn't know what was happening on the road. It's just like you say, those sports car like drive, or like F1, those car competitions, how they drive, it's like that's how he describes that they went that first. And when they reached there, they went through the plantation all the way to where, the goat, not cow shed, goat shed. I'm sorry I said cow shed. Did I say I don't even know. The shade was, and Rasta saw Songor coming, and he already knew who this fellow was. So what he did, he started running and he hid somewhere, like in between the maize plantation, which is a maize plantation, by the way. He hid there and he started shooting. He had a rifle with him, and it was, sorry, all, hell broke loose, because it was like shooting left, right, and center. Everyone was shooting, and unfortunately, one of the police officers, Songore's officers, got shot by Rasta and ended up offing, passing on, which is very sad because he was on duty. And soon afterwards, Rasta got shot, but he did not die immediately. He died when they were doing the gun evaluation, gun or bullet evaluation, gun evaluation, something like that. I don't know. So what this Songor, he was like, I have so many questions for this guy, and he asked him before he passed on. He was like, why didn't you surrender? And this guy, to his, he said, to his deathbed, he took this to his deathbed, and he said, I cannot surrender. I'm like, oh, sorry. I'm like, he was just like living, he was for this life. His head was so far up in this crime life that he's dying. The last ones he said was like, I cannot surrender. And he told Songor that he had a list, and he put out a wanted for him and Amina Chute. You remember Amina Chute, the lady who, a brave officer who took up this mission, and then she went to America. For me, when I think about Chute's like side of story, people say that she fled to America with the help of her family. But for me, this is how more I look at it. Imagine your family member is in this much danger, because this was in danger, and the people who are supposed to have your back, protect you, your fellow police officers, are the ones who are giving you guys up. If I had the facilities, obviously I would, not transfer, I would tell them to come where I am, if it's safe, or transfer them to a safer area. You get what I'm saying? Like, for me, that's what I think Amina's shooter's situation is. If I'm to be asked, nobody asked me, but I'm just saying. So I asked myself. So yeah, I don't think she really fled. Anyone who cannot multitask when it comes to applying mascara, comment down below, because I cannot. I always have to be like, wow, oh my god. I just looked at my reflection. I was like, who's that? I'm so full of myself today. Shit. Anyway, so the story is coming to an end, and they retrieved 3 guns. After saying that he passed on, and they went to his house and searched his house, and they retrieved 2 guns in his house, 2 AK-47s, and the one that he was using currently were, before he got like shot and all. So he currently had 3 guns on him. And once again, our guy, our hero, Mr. Daniel Singore got president, even from the former President Daniel Arap Moi. May his soul rest in peace. He got so much praises, and you know what this comes with? Him getting praises, you know what it comes with? His peers not liking this a single bit. You guessed it right. Yeah, so his peers hated him even even more. Just a minute. I'm going for that ombre effect. You know what I'm talking about. You know what I'm talking about. Yeah, that's what I'm going for. Like every time when I do my makeup and like everything is here, but the moment I put something down, I literally can't find it. Why does that happen? Why does that happen? I'm really concerned about that. Anyway, so people, like more officers, got angry and filmed up and riled up by all this. They did not like it a single bit. So what happened? One day he was like going, by the way, he got another promotion, yet another promotion, which means more hatred and more jealousy, if I may say. So he was driving home one day, just when you think, just when you think that like everything is like, no. Just when you think that everything is like over and settled, and now we're like, whew, okay, can we like now move on? No. It's just getting started, because this officers, he was driving home one day in his car, and he got shot up. Like he's just like driving one moment, and the next moment it's like fire everywhere, and he was so confused. And I think at first he couldn't tell who it was, but then he got shot. They shot up his car so many times. His car was shot a number of 56 times. Can you imagine? So after they finished like shooting up his car, he had them say, "Tumemmaliza, we have now finished him." This guy is brave, because I don't know where he gets the guts from, because after that he opened the door, his car door, and like fell. Actually, he thought he was going to die. He thought he was dead. And he said to them, "Oh, you finish me. Why don't you finish me off right now? Why are you killing me? And we were together on the Rasta mission." So mind you, this comes to tell you that these were police officers who were, on the mission with him together. So jealousy. Oh God, how you sing about it? Jealousy. I mean, it's so sad how, and it's so freaky to see, and to, to see where and how far being jealous can, like, envy can take a person. And he saw the guy who like was shooting him up. He had his own little team of small officers, and this guy went by the name of Samuel Nganata Babu. So he was taking people, who had already reached his kind of like area where he used to live, and he was popular. I mean, of course, this guy was popular. This is the guy who is working so hard to try and like protect our country. So everybody in his area knows him, obviously. So neighbors came and started shouting and called his people and told him that, your guy, come and save him. And he was taken to hospital. He was bleeding everywhere, and luckily he survived, but he got out of the hospital with a bullet on his chest, which he has to date. This guy lives with a bullet. And when he got out of prison, just when you think that, like, okay, are we done? I still have said that in another video, like, are we done? No, we haven't. This guy was transferred to Kakamega police station. And this guy, the police officers did not want to, like, hear that they didn't care that he had to report to hospital every month due to his condition and the fact that he was living with a bullet on his chest, literally. They took him to Kakamega police station, and that is like a month after he got discharged. Just that. What's wrong with me today? That is a month after he got discharged. Oh God. That is a month after he got discharged, and after that, shortly, like when I say shortly, I mean really, really shortly after that, he got fired under very, very suspicious circumstances. And he was labeled a liar. Can you imagine? This guy fought for our country, literally, and he put his life on the line, literally, and then he ended up getting fired. And they told him that they are not going to pay him. Yeah, that's what was on his, like, he didn't resign. When he got fired, they're not going to cater for anything. So he says that he regrets. I will regret too. I'll be like, is you serious though? Are you guys serious? Like, and what he says, he's so nice. He says that, oh, by the way, his boss, before he got fired, just after Babu shot him up, his boss, told him that he wants him to meet with Babu and talk it over and forgive Babu, because it was a case of mistaken identity. Okay. And one day, as he was like, Babu was on his, one day when Babu was like on his like patrols, Singore called him on the walkie-talkie, and he didn't joke, but he just lightly told him, please do not mistake any other person's identity. And this guy is so nice. He said he cannot hate Babu, and this really, really bothered Babu, the fact that he can say something like this. So yeah, that was the story. And Sorone says that he has so much regret because of all that he did, and the government literally failed him. All that he wants, he doesn't even want money from the government. That's what he says. He says that all I want is for the government to help him remove the bullet that is in his chest, because he's living with so much pain. And this bullet is a constant reminder daily of what he went through and everything that happened to him and how the government failed him. His success was really short-lived, which is unfortunate. And hear this, you remember that guy who ratatated Sorone up? Yeah, Babu. He is the police inspector of Korea. That's suspicious. How does he get to be of a really high rank all of a sudden, and Sorone got like literally fired, not only demoted but literally fired, and with no pay, no anything to be like, thank you for what you did for our country, but your time here is over. No, they were just like, you may leave now, if you don't mind. It is so sad and so infuriating because I think about it and I'm like, calm down. That, and for me that was the most intriguing part of this story. I was like, I cannot believe this. After everything he'd done for this country, oh God, I can't believe this. And only, if he had like got shot up by other officers, or like what can I say, like not other officers, sorry, if he had got shot up by other criminals, like when Nugu shot him, or Shushu, or this Rasta guy had shot him, and he was like, this wound I did while doing this. But no, all this time he was so good at his work that he never got shot by these guys. But then these police officers who knew him, who knew his car, who found him when his guard was down, shot him up. Then that is when they shot him up. It's so sad, and I would regret to anyway. Oh, and it was this story was like the Three Musketeers, and it's only a two-part story. This is because Wacucu's, not Wanugu, Wacucu's information is really, really minimal, and this is because Wacucu's information is really, really minimal, and out of the three, Wacucu got first. He got put down first, so that's why I'm not even going to get into all that. No, just know that that's why this is a two-part story and not a three-part story. Anyway, so my name is Aisha Noor. This is Crime and Coffee, and thank you for coming here and listening to me talk about crime cases I cannot get out of my head, and sometimes forget what I'm talking about and just rumble until I bust myself out of that bubble. And so this is today's makeup look. Like I told you, it's my sister's birthday, and I'm all dressed up. I was all dressed up, so I just wanted to like do my makeup while killing two birds at the same time. I was like, I can get dressed and I can get ready and I can do a video, so why not? Anyway, so don't forget to subscribe, like, share, comment, click that bell icon down below, and tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend. Support a sister here. So yeah, happy birthday to my sister, and happy birthday to anybody who it's their birthday too this January. Yeah, I have two brothers and one sister whose birthday are in this January. Anyway, so yeah, this is today's video. I'm still really fascinated by it. I don't know what country I'm going to do next, or I want to like keep it African for a while, but I don't know. If you have any suggestion, tell me down in the comments below which country or which case I can tackle next. So see you next time, my loves. Bye.